Introducing the new G.I. Joe Adventure Team. 5 rugged men with lifelike hair. They're outfitted for action, and they take their orders from this man, the Adventure Team Commander.
I've got a tough assignment for you.
The G.I. Joe Adventure Team. They'll dare anything and risk everything. Collect the new G.I. Joe Adventure Team and add to the action with Adventure Team sets. G.I. Joe, now with lifelike hair from Hasbro. This is the rugged G.I. Joe Adventure Team. Today's mission, rescue stolen idol. Your own G.I. Joe will need the Adventure Team helicopter. Joe gets it together and takes off. There it is, but it's guarded by a giant cobra. Can Joe get the idol? You find out. Search for the stolen idol, a G.I. Joe adventure. G.I. Joe sold separately. Here are 2 G.I. Joe action packs. Your G.I. Joe gets a secret message to deliver. Quickly, you put together his drag bike action pack, and he's on his way. Meanwhile, your buddy's Joe is on patrol in the turbocopter action pack, when suddenly, roadblock. Uh-oh, Joe's trapped. Can the turbocopter rescue Joe? Mission accomplished. Drag bike or turbocopter. 2 action packs from G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe sold separately.
Pretend there's trouble for G.I. Joe. You gotta get out, you're G.I. Joe. Copter's waiting, time to go. Gotta rescue G.I. Joe. Better move out, you're G.I. Joe. Mission accomplished, G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Adventure Team helicopter, each sold separately. Here's the G.I. Joe mobile support vehicle, and your Joe's in the driver's seat. Today's mission, a radioactive satellite is down and must be found. Quickly, you activate the radar scope and searchlight and launch the aerial camera. There's the satellite. No time to lose. So you move Joe out in the scout car. Will Joe get there in time? Create your own adventures with the G.I. Joe mobile support vehicle. G.I. Joe sold separately.
From all over the neighborhood, Adventure Team members and equipment arrived at the opening of G.I. Joe headquarters. Flash, a radio message from the tower. Adventure Team member caught in quicksand. Get the maps. Here's the location. Get going, Joe, and good luck. Back in the tower, Joe signals, help on the way. We'll help get there in time. Create your own adventures. G.I. Joe Adventure Team headquarters. G.I. Joes and ATVs sold separately.
Battalion, halt! Open ranks for inspection of the 3 great new G.I. Joe Academy cadets. Army, Navy, Air Force cadets in full dress uniform ready for inspection. Inspect the midshipman jacket, trousers, and hat spotless. Scabbard and sword, shipshape. The Air Cadet jacket, sash, sword, A-OK. Here's the G.I. Joe West Pointer. From his plumed hat to his rifle, a sharp cadet. Inspection passed. Now you train them. Turn them into G.I. Joe action soldiers, sailors, and airmen. Get your Air Cadet ready to become an astronaut. Your midshipman to be a deep-sea diver exploring underwater. Train the West Pointer to be a Special Forces Green Beret. And keep those uniforms and rifles in shape with the authentic G.I. Joe footlocker and rifle rack. Get each of these Army, Navy, and Air Force cadets and equipment today. It's G.I. Joe from Hasbro. Clear the decks for your new world of action fun with G.I. Joe Air Force. You take charge of landing operation with the deck commander set, jumpsuit, signal paddles, helmet, and earphones. Handle emergencies with the new working G.I. Joe crash truck. It has a siren, flashing light, and a hose that pumps water. With the G.I. Joe crash crew set, you've got everything under control. Ready to launch your G.I. Joe into space in the astronaut capsule. With an authentic silver spacesuit and helmet, this realistic capsule has simulated retro rockets, sliding canopy. There's even a phonograph record of an actual space flight. Get each of the G.I. Joe Air Force items today. It's G.I. Joe from Hasbro.
Adventure Packs. Come on!
Here's a whole new kind of action fun for you. Talking G.I. Joe in the new Adventure Packs. Choose from hundreds of pieces of equipment on 18 different G.I. Joe Adventure Packs. Here's the 4-service pack. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. The special footlocker loaded with authentic G.I. Joe equipment. And the big value Talking G.I. Joe Adventure Packs.
Take Hill 79.
You'll have a complete toy soldier adventure in a package when you own a Talking G.I. Joe Adventure Pack. Get more fun. Get new G.I. Joe Adventure Packs today, all at special value prices. But don't waste time. Get to your toy store right now and be sure to look for the special G.I. Joe Adventure Pack display.
Do you have a G.I. Joe setup like this? Billy does.
I started with 2 soldiers. Look at it now. The G.I. Joe Jeep is great. And it works, too. And look, I just got the Green Beret G.I. Joe and 3 of the foreign soldiers.
That's great, isn't it? Look at Jimmy.
I built an airstrip with G.I. Joe pilots. But look what's new. I just got the space capsule and the spacesuit, too.
Makes you want to get started, doesn't it? Look at Tommy.
I built a landing beach with Marines and sailors. And I just got the deck commander and the firefighter. They're great. And look, the sea sled that really dives underwater.
Like those G.I. Joe setups? Build one yourself. All you have to do is start. And your toy store's the place.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
G.I. Joe, U.S. Army, reporting for duty.
Your new G.I. Joe talks. All you do is pull his dog tag to make him command and lead all your other G.I. Joes through real exciting adventures.
Take the Jeep and get some ammo.
Your secret mission begins. Ammo is secured, and the recoilless rifle on your Jeep is ready for attack.
Commence firing.
Your Talking Joe also takes your games underwater.
Frogmen, check your scuba gear.
And your frogmen begin a mission aboard the G.I. Joe Sea Sled. Battery operated, it glides on the surface and dives underwater. Let the new Talking Joe command all your GIs. Get him wherever G.I. Joe is sold. G.I. Joe by Hasbro. He talks.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe.
Now, a new world of fun with G.I. Joe action soldiers of the world. 6 different fighting men from 6 foreign countries. Australian jungle fighter, Russian infantryman, British commando, Japanese imperial soldier, German infantryman, French underground fighter. The G.I. Joe Combat Series. Realistic in every detail, from the uniforms on their backs to the medals on their chests. Realistic equipment, too. Arasaka rifle, Luger pistol, lapel revolver with shoulder holster, gas mask, Sten gun, Bush machete, Russian machine gun with bipod. Add new realism, new dimension to your play battles. Add new fun to your world of G.I. Joe with the exciting action soldiers of the world.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
Say, G.I., have you heard what's new? 4 G.I. Joes that all talk too. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Sound off for more fun, more action, too, with 4 new talking G.I. Joes. Just pull their dog tags and listen to the commands.
Fighter pilots, scramble.
Get talking G.I. Joe, Action Air Force, and the new fighter pilot suit. Bail out with a parachute that actually works. Get talking G.I. Joe, Action Navy.
Now hear this.
Plus the new working breeches boy set that you operate. Get talking G.I. Joe, Action Marine. Make your own realistic action. And there's talking G.I. Joe, Action Army.
Take the Jeep and get some ammo.
Just put him in the driver's seat of the G.I. Joe Jeep. Sound off. Get more fun, more realistic action. Get talking G.I. Joe today. It's Talking G.I. Joe from Hasbro.
G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, fighting.
Now, a new world of fun with G.I. Joe Air Force. Is your G.I. Joe ready for duty aboard a carrier? Does he have the new deck commander set with jumpsuit, signal paddles, and helmet with earphones? Is he equipped with a new firefighter set, special heat suit, hood, accessory belt, and fire extinguisher? Is he ready to go into space with a new G.I. Joe astronaut capsule and spacesuit, silver uniform, space helmet, communications cord? The realistic capsule has simulated retro rockets, sliding canopy, control panel too. And the capsule floats so recoveries can be made. There's even a phonograph record of an actual flight. G.I. Joe is the greatest. Nothing else is G.I. Joe.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from it.
Now, a new world of fun with G.I. Joe Marines. Just look at this one. Now your G.I. Joe can clear the beach of mines with the new working demolition set, complete with a mine detector that actually lights up when it locates a mine. Comes with power pack, earphones, and mines. And with all the different gear you can get for G.I. Joe, you'll want the official G.I. Joe footlocker. It holds your equipment, keeps your uniforms in order. For exciting action, get the official Let's Go Joe game with a giant battlefield game board, attack and defense master controls, soldiers, missile sights, and ammo dumps. There's a new kind of G.I. Joe excitement with the Let's Go Joe game. G.I. Joe is the greatest. Nothing else is G.I. Joe.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe.
Now a new world of fun with G.I. Joe Navy. You've seen G.I. Joe on the water, G.I. Joe in the water. You've even seen G.I. Joe underwater as a deep-sea diver. But now hear this and see this. The G.I. Joe Sea Sled, the most sensational weapon your G.I. Joe Navy can have. The battery-operated sea sled comes complete with its own frogman. There are simulated harpoons, maneuvering controls, even a radar screen. Diving planes down, and the sea sled dives underwater for a surprise attack. There's never been anything like the G.I. Joe Sea Sled, and you make it work. G.I. Joe is the greatest. Nothing else is G.I. Joe.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
G.I. Joe is on the move.
Hail, 3, 4, got one Joe, get some more. Hail, 3, 4, got one Joe, get some more.
The more G.I. Joes you have, the bigger the battle action.
Now hear this. Man your battle stations.
Move out your deep-sea diver to clear away shore mines. He actually works underwater. Move out your frogmen to set demolition charges. Move out your Marines to hit the beach and take the high ground.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe. On the land, on the sea, in the air.
1, 2, 3, 4. Got one Joe, get some more. More uniforms, more equipment, more fun. Get on the move with America's movable fighting man, G.I. Joe.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
And here is G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip. G.I. Joe has hands that grip. Fingers you hold open and let close. Hands that hold on with the Kung Fu Grip. The grip you help Joe use in self-defense. G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip. The hands that grip.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe. On the land, on the sea, in the air.
G.I. Joe is really something to sing about. With all the authentic equipment you can get, you'll play with G.I. Joe year after year. You can start with one G.I. Joe soldier. Then, with just a handful of equipment packages, you can set up exciting battle action. The more equipment you get, the larger your battlefield. Keep collecting. Soon you'll get G.I. Joe as a Marine, a sailor, and a pilot, too. It's going to be hard to keep Dad from getting in on the fun. He'll want to set up a whole combat squad. Soon you'll have the biggest, the most exciting G.I. Joe combat action you ever dreamed of. Get in on the fun. Start collecting authentic G.I. Joe equipment. Remember, only G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe, on the land, on the sea, in the air.
G.I. Joe attack! Boom, boom! G.I. Joe takes the hill! Bam, bam! Horrific battle!
Terrific equipment to have a battle with. When you get G.I. Joe and the authentic G.I. Joe equipment, you'll have the greatest realism, the greatest fun you ever had in playing soldier. Box after box of authentic uniforms and equipment, so you can change your G.I. Joe soldier into a camouflage Marine ready for battle, a Navy frogman with complete scuba suit and inflatable life raft, an Air Force pilot with high-altitude helmet and air vest. Get G.I. Joe and get G.I. Joe equipment, so you can set up exciting battle action whenever you want. Remember, only G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe.